is, how big is an angel? Oh, never really thought about that before. How big is an angel?
Yeah, I love that question.
It's like, I think when angels appear to us or appear to earthlings, I honestly don't think they appear in their actual size. I think they appear somewhat to our scale so that we don't become overwhelmed.
What's interesting is I understand in the Quran, no, not in the Quran, but I think in other Islamic materials that supplement the Quran, it says that angels are a mile high.
Wow.
They stand a mile high. But I'm left because you could actually find a basis for that in the Bible if you want to take things out of context. So if you look at Revelation 10, verse 5, it says, "And an angel which John saw stand upon the sea and upon the earth lifted up his hand to heaven." And I imagined this gigantic image of an angel, with his foot on, like Europe, and then a big part of his feet or his other foot down in the Atlantic Ocean. But it's not, I think, being literal there. Oh, actually, I should say his foot is probably standing on the U.S. But I don't think it's being literal. This is being symbolic and not trying to give us an idea of how big angels are. It's trying to convey an image of something different. So usually when we see angels in the Bible, they are usually described as a man. So for example, in Genesis, I think Genesis 18, it is when God appears to Abraham with two other angels, and Abraham recognizes God, but still generally treats them like people, and they're interacting with each other. And it's not, nowhere does it say that these people were any different than the other humans. In fact, these angels then proceed to go to Sodom and Gomorrah, and that's when the whole town turns up to want to have relations with those angels. They just thought these were normal humans. So I agree with Natalie that angels can very much take on probably any form, at least as far as our eyes can see it. And so it's hard to say that there is a particular size that really limits them.
Well, and you think about how in Genesis, people were much taller than they are today too. So did the angels adjust their size as human size adjusted?
I think they would. I think in Revelation 21, verse 17, where that chapter is describing the size of the city and the cubits that are being measured. And usually in the Bible, a cubit is measured as like the breadth, the length of the elbow to the arm. And so a lot of people have adjusted that size based on what men could have been right after Genesis compared to what our size now is. So if we go to Revelation 21, verse 17, it says, then this is John describing what an angel is doing. And he's measuring its walls, the walls of the city of Jerusalem, 144 cubits, according to the measure of a man, that is, of an angel. So here, John is kind of suggesting that we can know these measurements because the angel measured it and it's the same measurement as a man. So it's equating kind of the same size. And so I do think they're bigger and that they just appear to be similar to our size so that we're not scared when we have a message to receive from them, that we're not frightened or spooked out, that we feel that we can identify with them to a certain extent.
Oh, that's a great verse. I never noticed that detail before.